Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Want to welcome all of you here to PVWC today. It's a pleasure to have you and our distinguished speakers who will make some remarks. I'm Jim Muller. I'm the Executive Director of the Passaic Valley Water Commission. Again, welcome our elected officials. We're joined here today by Senator Nellie Poe, Assemblyman Gary Scher, Assemblyman Benji Wimberly, President Shah from Prospect Park, and Mayor Saya from Paterson. Pleasure to have everybody here to speak today. I also want to thank our other guests that came from the community to talk up formally about our partnership with the State Department of Community Affairs on the Low-Income Household Water Assistance Program. We're pleased to be joined today by the Paterson Board of Education, the Partnership for Maternal and Child Health, and the Passaic County Board of Social Services. So the reason why we're here today is because COVID-19 pandemic hit folks really hard. It hit everyone hard in different ways. Physically, mentally, for sure, some spiritually, and last but not least, financially. Yeah. There was real impacts from that pandemic. We've seen some indicators of that from PVWC standpoint where just bill paying delinquent accounts doubled over the course of the pandemic. People really struggled to pay those bills. The state had a moratorium in place, which was great to give people relief. That moratorium was lifted in March of 2022. The state came in March and also rolled out the Low-Income Household Water Assistance Program to help residences who are struggling to pay those bills, give them the assistance they need to help pay those bills. So we're really pleased today to be partnering with the State Department of Community Affairs on that and be able to participate as a member and pass that benefit along to our eligible customers. So eligibility, basically customers have to pay their own water bill. So as long as they're accountable for paying that bill, that's the first step of eligibility. The next step is median household income. They have to be at or less than 60% of the state level. That does vary by household size, but that's something that will factor in when they apply. That'll be factored in terms of the eligibility, which the state determines. So we encourage people to visit pvwc.com. We have a link to the Department of Community Affairs website where you can search for eligibility to see if you are eligible, and if so, you can apply through that website. You can also call our customer service at 973-340-4300. We're happy to have people talk people through how to do that. So without further ado, our special speakers today are here to make some remarks on this great program. One of the key pieces of it is to get the word out. And that's why we're here today, so people know about it, that it's not all about just collecting bills. It's trying to help people pay those bills when they're eligible for that kind of assistance. So I'm pleased to be able to turn the mic over to Senator Nellie Poe to make some remarks.
Thank you so very much, Ms. Muller. First of all, let me just not only congratulate you, but also wish you the very best of luck in everything that you do as the new executive director. And I know it's been only 8 months, but it's wonderful to have someone such as yourself to be able to be in New Jersey, be part of it as a Jersey person yourself, as you've pointed out to me before. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me just say I'm so very happy to be here. I'm happy to talk about an incredible program, right? Anytime we have an opportunity to speak about something that we're able to give back to our community, be able to provide this kind of service for our residents, it's an important time for all of us. So thank you for the invitation. I'm very pleased to be here. One thing we need to remember about the importance of the Low-Income Household Water Assistance Program is that water and wastewater are among our most basic physiological. Never mind.
Physiological. Yeah.
Thank you, Mayor. Physiological. Yes. I can't say it. Before now it was great. I just can't. But nevertheless, we all know that it's one of our basic needs, right? Along with the food, clothing, and shelter. In our poorest neighborhoods, these necessities too often go unmet. which in turn affect those most vulnerable, from our youngest children to our elderly and those who struggle with disabilities. If these physical and physiological needs are not met, other daily parts of life can go by the wayside, at great peril to our family's overall health and well-being. I am here to join others, and especially to all of my colleagues in the various different branches of government and my colleagues in the legislature, as well as the various mayors who are really responsible for making sure that these households and the residents of each of those households are able to provide and be able to meet their needs. In order for us to do that, we believe that the low-income household water assistance program can be one of those small but yet critical steps that we can take, again, to try to stand up for many of our neighbors who have suffered hard times as a result, as the director said, the COVID pandemic, who can continue to struggle, who continue to struggle under the inflationary economic condition far from the ideal situation that we're talking about. This low-income household water assistance, certainly we understand that it may not solve all the problems, but it will be significant for most people, if not all our residents. It is important for us to be able to join together today and be able to speak out on a program such as this one, as important as it is, to ensure that we're doing everything within our power to be able to provide these services to our community, be able to allow them the opportunity so that they can put their focus on other things that are equally important, but then they don't have to worry about whether or not they can afford to have food on their table, whether they can now go to the pharmacy and be able to get their prescription, so that they can be able to make those other needs and meet those needs, because they're able to use this particular low-income water assistance program and be able to be part of that bill forgiveness plan that can help people make those kind of important decisions. Let me just say, I'm not even going to attempt to try to repeat the word that I can't pronounce right now, mostly because I really want us to focus on the attention of being able to understand the importance of such a program like this, and a program that certainly we are all here in support of. It is my great pleasure to take this opportunity to introduce a gentleman who I've known for a long time, someone who has actually been part of the legislature when I was in the assembly. He has led many very important key committees, a member of leadership in his own right, someone who has really served our state, and only across towns, if you will. Our sister city is right. It is my pleasure to introduce to you now Assemblyman Gary Scher.
Good morning, everyone. Senator, thank you. Thank you. Physiological.
There you go.
So, Jim, you've been with us 8-9 months, and the senator and I have, perhaps my other colleagues have met you or not met you. I know that Senator Poe and I have not yet. Only 9 months to say hello. That's not bad for the New Jersey legislature. We measure speed by a different calculus than most other people do. It is a great honor to be able to take the podium with Senator Poe, who is led so many initiatives in the Senate. It's unbelievable, each one of which designed to help the people of her district, and a mammoth undertaking and a mammoth job, ma'am. You have well proven yourself. Assemblyman, Benji's the best. I could say so much about you. I could say so much about our other colleagues with us, and Mayor, what an honor to have you here. What joins the group of us is obvious to everyone, and that is there is a problem with people receiving the fundamental needs of existence. We talk about higher education, how we have to get our kids to participate better than they have already, to spur excellence where excellence might not be the case right now. We talk about housing, we talk about education, we talk about health. But when was the last time we actually considered the fact that clean drinking water is a commodity? That clean drinking water is a necessity. It's apparent and obvious to all of us. The problem is it's not apparent to everyone. This program, joining together the initiative by the state as well as by the 3 owner cities, as represented by Passaic Valley, will make fundamental changes to the way that business is being done. In 2021, New Jersey allocated $250 million in utility assistance for those unable to pay during the moratorium, guaranteeing access to clean water, which is a crucial public health measure. When the utility shutoff moratorium ended in March 2022, 157,000 New Jersey residents owed more than $50 million in unpaid water bills. Additionally, 850,000 residents in New Jersey owed more than $660 million in unpaid utility bills. There are currently 16,000 delinquent Passaic Valley Water Commission accounts, Mr. Director, as we understand, owing more than $14.5 million, including 1,200 in my own home city, the city of Passaic. New Jersey's working families are still struggling under economic stability, inflation, loss of jobs, loss of access is common. It's absolute. We see it every day. But what we don't see every day is an initiative taken by public agencies, public initiatives taken by these agencies throughout the state to make things better. And what we can say conclusively about this morning's program, and thank you again, Jim, for putting this together with your amazing staff, is that we have a way. We have a way for people to survive where they should not be surviving, but much more. But we can no longer take for granted the needs that are there. We need to match the needs. DCA has done a superlative job under its commissioner, who also happens to be our lieutenant governor, and we thank her for her agreement and consideration of this bill and this action. So to the Passaic Valley Water, thank you again. I speak in 2 roles, as many of you might know, both as council president as well as a legislator for the 36th district. And I must tell you, this is a rare experience for me to be at such a gathering like this. The personages that you have standing before you today, the commissioners who volunteer their time to take the time to make a difference. And you make a difference. Something so small as pouring yourself a glass of water now has reverberations and understandings that we never had before. So thank you so very much for your presence today. Thank you very much for the initiative that you're taking. And thank you very much for the initiative and the ability to change people's lives, which we are doing here this morning. Thank you so very much. I'm supposed to introduce Benji.
That's so funny.
Benji's an amazing guy. If you don't know that, spend 2 minutes with him and it'll be apparent to you. His leadership in the Assembly has been the decisive determination in so many respects for something happening or not happening. He has been a force in the past few years on social equity and equality. He's been a force in translating the state into a state welcomed truly by all. And he's just an amazing and great guy. Assemblyman Wimberly.
So when I first came, I walked up to Chairman Scheer, as I called him, while the senator's sitting there, and I said, here's my favorite chairman. And I had the opportunity to work with the chairman on the budget committee. And the budget committee is like boot camp in the General Assembly. We put a lot of hours, but he always just ran the show so well that everything that I need to learn about budget, I learned under Gary Scheer. And God bless the fact that, you know, the hours that we spent, I absorbed so much that to the point now that I am the vice chair of budget, and I still refer back to you when I have questions and stuff. So it's great to have a mentor like Gary Scheer. But Jim, welcome. Passaic Valley Water Commission is no stranger to our district. I think every elected official here, you'll start getting more emails and letters from us soon. So the honeymoon is over, so I'll let you know that. But to my colleagues, this is such an important factor. What I will say is the Passaic Valley Water Commission and the impact. I'm talking to one of your outstanding workers, Brian Frierson, and Brian has emailed me more from the Passaic Valley Water Commission this last couple of months than I've ever received in the last 12 years as an elected official. So, Brian, your community outreach is outstanding. It's important. And the fact is that on National Night Out, I'm on Governor Street in the 4th Ward, pretty tough section of Paterson. And what smiling face do I run into but Brian Frierson sitting there, you know, talking about the lead issues and all this. So, I mean, it all ties in. And as the senator said and as the assemblyman said, this makes the difference. So we thank our governor, Phil Murphy, first of all, and our lieutenant governor for having the foresight for this type of forgiveness plan, because it is a difference. You know, as we have a couple of days now where you could get, cuts on your back to school stuff and all this. This is the difference between the kid having a backpack, having a fresh lunch, gas to go to school and go to work, housing. All these things tie into these forgiveness. So when you look at $250 million or $50 million, people think you're giving something away. No, you're saving folks from becoming homeless. You're saving folks from having fresh water to drink and cook meals and to take a bath and all these things that people take for granted who are a little more fortunate. This is what you guys are doing. And I tell you this, I think this program is unbelievable. And when we leave here, I will text the lieutenant governor and say what a success this program was and what a success this press conference was. But know from our leader in LD 35 that we are totally on board on anything that is going to make the lives of our residents, not just the 35th district, but the 9 million residents of New Jersey, that much better. And it may seem simple, but it's important. So thank you, and I appreciate this invite today. And at this time, I have the opportunity, this is great to come through, as you lead in the mayor of the greatest city of New Jersey, Paterson, Mayor Andre Say.
Thank you. So, for the first time since World War II, our planet has had a shared experience, COVID-19. But it certainly has not been fair for everyone. It's impacted others more definitively than the rest. In fact, I always make the analogy of COVID-19 and the effect it's had on us as if there was an X-ray on our society. And the X-ray showed there are many broken bones in our society that need healing, that need to be repaired. And these broken bones have existed long before COVID-19. We have residents in Paterson who are a flat tire away from financial hardship. Senator, you alluded to difficult decisions that people have to make, primarily Patersonians, the people I represent. And it isn't easy, and that's why we launched a guaranteed income initiative, where there's about 110 Paterson residents who receive $400 a month for a year. And we've heard stories of how now, as a result of this relief or this assistance, they can go back to college, take some credits at the community college, or buy school supplies for their children, have a real Thanksgiving for the first time maybe in their lives. We also have a financial empowerment center where we help drive down debt and improve credit scores. So we're doing our part in Paterson, but we need partners. We need partners like Passaic Valley Water Commission. And that's why we're grateful for Jim for coming in at this time. You could tell, Assemblyman, by the way, this is the 6th time I've met Jim, because he knows if you're emailing Brian, I'm texting Jim about an issue. And he's responded, to his credit, 8 months in. We're not trying to wear you down. Don't worry, it's not about attrition here. And to dovetail on what the Assemblyman said relative to clean water being essential to life, on another topic, I want to make sure that we accelerate the process with the tanks at the reservoirs. I know people were concerned about the aesthetic appeal, but it's not so much about the quality of the view. It's about the quality of water. And that's as basic as it gets. So once again, thank you for this partnership. This partnership will yield benefits for the people that we represent and for those that need it the most. And I'm proud to say, during a once-in-a-century crisis, we are meeting the need. At this time, I want to call forward our council president. Oh, you want to defer? Okay, so I'm going to call forward our former mayor, current councilwoman from the 4th Ward and Passaic Valley Water Commissioner, Ruby N. Cotton.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. First, let me say good morning to everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
It is truly a pleasure to see our Assemblyman Gary Shear, our State Senator Nellie Poe, our Mayor Andre Sayre, our Assemblyman Benji Wembley, and our Council President from the City of Prospect Park, which we are sisters and brothers together, Shahad. So I'm happy to be here. But you know, I'm also happy that when the state lifted the moratorium, and I want to point out my commissioners on the board with me, Commissioner Joseph Colochi of Clifton, Commissioner Carmen DePalio of Paterson. And when it was lifted, we knew as commissioners that we were not going to start shutting people off.
Right.
We all sat in our meeting and said, no. We said to our director, Jim, we just cannot do this right now. They still need time to get things together. They still need time to do what they need. But you know, it's about partnership, and I'm happy that our governor, Phil Murphy, our Lieutenant Governor, Sheila Oliver, knew what was needed. And they came up with this low income, which is so very important. But I want to say, too, to you, Jim, as the director of Passaic Valley Water, you have some outstanding staff. And every time I need something, I don't need to call you. I can call my Mike Murata back there. I can call my Maria in customer service. I can call my Brian Firesit. I can call Christina. And they can gear me to the right place on how they can help the customers. And I say to customers, if you're having a problem, please, you have to say something. Do not sit there and not say anything, because we are here to help. We are not here to hurt you, because I know that partnershiping is so very important. Without that, we cannot get anything done. And I can truly say that it's been working. You know, coming through the pandemic, I was the president. Coming through the hurricane, I mean, we were devastated. And I gotta say that my commissioners, we stuck in there together. We figured out what we needed to do, how to make it going. Looking for an executive director at the same time with all of this going on. We did it, commissioners. And I want to applaud you two for being here today, because without you two, I wouldn't be standing here doing this, because we helped each other, all 3 cities together, to get everything done. So I applaud my 2 commissioners here for being here. And I just want to say to the state, and I find that when you do right, good things happen. And I can see, and I think you can see it now, Executive Director Jim Muller, all the partnershiping and the friendships and the help that this Passaic Valley Water is getting that we never had gotten before. And I know all of you out there know that there was many things that we never was able to get, but we're now starting to get it. And it's about true friendship. It's about partnershiping. It's about helping. And they see that we're here for the people. And that's why we're sitting here, is for the people. Thank you. God bless you all for that. Thank you. You said it.
Sure.
Mayor.
And last but certainly not least, from the small but mighty borough of Prospect Park, sometimes affectionately referred to as the 7th Ward of Paterson, our council president, high energy Anand Shah.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. Good morning and greetings to each and every one of you. First and foremost,
Welcome and congratulations to our newly executive director. Thank you for having us. Thank you for putting this together. To you and your team, I know Assemblyman mentioned about Brian Ferguson. I know he's on fire. My administrator tells me all the time. On National Night Out, we had a table out as well from Passaic Valley. So we greatly appreciate you, your team, and your hard work and dedication. What this team stands for, together, everyone achieves more. Teamwork is dream work. Unfortunately, our mayor, Karula, couldn't make it today, but he does give his regards to each and every one of you. And he wanted to be here, but unfortunately he couldn't. I just want to recognize two quick people, if you guys don't mind. Our young, motivated borough administrator from Prospect Park, Intershan Chowdhury, that's with us. Thank you for being with us. And our senior chief, police chief from Prospect Park, Chief Matari, I think is in the bag. Thank you for being here as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I think with COVID, even with the COVID-19 numbers that have been down, water is a necessity. I think we're still not out of that burden. Our residents, our community, like Councilwoman just said, want to hear positive news. We're on a rise. We're on an inflation, as each and every one you want to see. Today is a great day. We want to bring this information back to our community. Me as the finance chairman for the Borough of Prospect Park, as well as the finance chairman for the school district, is very important. I see day in, day out on the numbers. I see what our residents are struggling through. We're a blue-collar community. We need this more than ever. Life is short. We want to give them positive news. We want to give them as much accessibility that we can. And I want to thank our DCA, Assemblyman said, Commissioner Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver for thinking about this, our Honorable Governor Murphy, and Passaic Valley Executive Director. Thank you for participating in this. Without you guys participating, this would not happen today. So again, teamwork is dream work. Partnerships mean a lot to us. We're looking forward to it, and we will get the job out. We will get the word out, like the executive said. We will do everything on our power, robocalls, social media, applications, anything to make sure we work with our neighboring city, Paterson, because we share streets together. I'm looking forward to it. It's a proud moment, and I'm glad to go back to our community with positive news. Thank you for having us. May God bless each and every one of you. May God bless Passaic County. May God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
So again, just to reiterate, if you want to find out information on eligibility or to apply for the low-income household water assistance program, you can go to pvwc.com or call our, and there's a link there for the website, or call 973-340-4300. Our customer service reps are happy to walk you through the process. I'd like to thank everybody, our special elected officials that showed up today, the great comments and wonderful support. And as Commissioner Cotton pointed out, I certainly don't act alone, and I have a great team here. And those who aren't here, who are still who are working to try to provide great quality water 24/7. So thank you all, appreciate it, and thank you, commissioners.